What is going on, everybody? We're going to get this call started at 11:03 Eastern, so 9:03 Pacific. We got a good amount of people on the call, but we can always get more. So text your teams, call your teams. It's a YouTube link, so I believe that if you send them the link, they can watch it from their phone. So let's send out the link, and we're going to start this thing in about 2.5, 3 minutes. We're going to get this thing started in about 30 seconds. People are texting me right now saying they're hopping on, just finishing home events. So 30 seconds, we're going to get this thing rolling. Please be patient. Alrighty, we are going to get this thing started. Well, welcome to tonight's The Alliance Skillset Mindset training webinar. It is Tuesday night, I believe, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. I don't know the other time zones, but definitely welcome to the call, guys. My name is Mike Sotero. I'm 20 years old. I'm an executive leader within the Alliance. I've been involved now for about 2 years. And tonight I have some very important things I don't want to talk about with everybody on the call. It's about 3 different points. And, the first one, we're going to kind of jump right into it. But really quick, if you don't have a notebook or if you're not taking notes, these are the calls that I got on when I was bronze, silver, gold that helped me go from bronze to silver to diamond in my first 90 days. So if you're not taking notes, you don't have a notebook out, I'll give you guys like 5 seconds to grab a notebook and definitely write some of these things down. These are things that you can share with people. Amateurs will come on this call and they'll just take notes, or they won't even take notes. But professionals will get on this call They'll take the notes. They'll learn the notes after the call. They'll highlight the best things that they learned, and then they'll share it with their teams on a conference call later on tonight. That's what professionals do. Decide to be a professional. So number one, I want to talk about, are you really educated on what you're doing right now? And I know a lot of people understand the word education. They think of school, right? You automatically think of the school system. You think of 4-year degrees, master's degrees, PhDs. I want to talk about, are you educated on this industry, on network marketing, on leveraged and residual income? Because this is something that I got educated my first day. I was fortunate enough to get this book on PDF called Business of the 21st Century by my upline. They sent it to me. And literally the entire day in high school, I read the entire book. Because this is why it's so important to get educated on this industry and where we're going. Because the world wants us to believe this story that's not even real. And I'll say it again. The world wants you to believe a story that isn't real. And I know that might be hard for some people to take in, but it's completely true. The government and the CEOs and the school system, they want us to believe something that's not the rainbow at the end of the day. What you've been promised, with everything that you've been promised in your life, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm not here to bash school or bash jobs, but that golden watch, that pension, that retirement plan, if you're on the call and you're anywhere from like 20 to 30 years old, pensions and 401ks most likely won't exist in the next 5 to 10 years because, the economy's not getting better. So the world wants us to believe this story. And I want to talk about today going from employee to entrepreneur. And I'm not here to say you have to quit your job. I'm not here to say you have to quit school. I'm not here to say that at all. But I'm here to tell you guys tonight, if you want to be successful with the Alliance and with Vima, you have to start thinking like an entrepreneur. You have to start understanding that this is not an employee mindset game. Yes, you can work for somebody else. You can work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. That's what you're going to do. But you have to start thinking like an entrepreneur. So there's a couple things, a couple reasons why education is so important, especially in this industry. Number one, it's going to give you confidence. You heard it on the call Sunday from Grady Polson. Education equals confidence. Because if you're honestly educated on what this orange can do, on what network marketing can do for you, you're going to be so confident when you're talking to people. For example, if you're really educated and you have a lot of confidence, a lot of belief, you're going to, let's say you go into a one-on-one and talk to somebody. Let's say you're not educated and that person's like, it's a scam, it's a pyramid, it's not going to work, it's a circle, it's never going to last. My mom tried it, she didn't make money. My dad joined Herbalife, he quit. It's not going to work. If you're not educated, you're going to be like, wow, maybe it is. Maybe it is a circle. Maybe it is a triangle. You might start believing that. But if you're educated on this industry and how, what a pyramid scheme is and what Vima is doing for all these people, and you're educated about everything, guess what? You're going to walk out of that one-on-one. Hey, it's not for everybody. But do you know anybody that's looking to make some extra money? Remember, if they don't become a customer, they don't become an affiliate, get a referral out of them. So you'll leave that meeting, you'll leave that home event, you'll leave that one-on-one. Fine. On to the next one. Where's the other four? Where's the other? I'll find the ace in the deck of cards. So understand that's the first part. Number two is education is going to equal a lifetime of belief. And this kind of ties into the confidence, but I'm talking about belief when you can go out there and talk in front of hundreds and thousands of people and people could just feel that energy off of you. I knew when I first joined, I had to sell myself first. And a lot of you guys on this call haven't sold yourself. In this call, if you're not willing to take a couple, mental blows tonight, probably hop off right now because I'm going to be completely honest with you because I'm tired of seeing people go out there, talk to 2 and quit, talk to 3 and quit. This is a long-term business. And guess what? If you're educated, you'll understand that. You'll understand you need to work 20 hours a week. You need to go to school 3-4 classes a semester because you need to be around other people. You need to be around people that have this problem because a lot of people in life have a problem right now. Maybe it's student loan debt. Maybe it's they hate their boss. Maybe they need to pay for their car. But there's problems in a lot of people's lives. Well, guess what, guys? We have a solution. And if you don't believe that, it's because you're not educated on that. That's why. And I encourage you guys to go tonight and listen and watch Rise of the Entrepreneur. That's one way to get educated. Buy this book called Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki, the same author that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. These are things to get educated. And I want to use this example before we move on to the next topic. And my buddy Michael Cohen, shout out to him, going gold in the next 30 to 45 days. Gave me this 12-year example. He says if you rank advance one time a year, so it takes me 2015, I hit bronze. 2016, silver, and I stayed silver. Continuing. In 12 years, check this out. You might want to write this down. On the 12th year, you'll be star ambassador. You would have made in 12 years $1.7 million. Some people don't make half of that in their entire lifetime. So in 12 years, you net 1.7 million. And in that 12th year, you're earning about 10 G's a week, $10,000 at 20, so you're 32, 33, 34. Even if you're 40 years old in 12 years, $10,000 a week. Results not typical, but where else the hell are you going to do that? Because I don't see McDonald's or Burger King or State Farm giving out, 10 G's a week. You can make that. No, some people don't make $10,000 a month. Some people don't make $10,000 every 3 or 4 months. And that's what you have to understand. If you're educated on this industry, you're educated on what this can do for you, give this thing time. And if you're not educated right now on network marketing, you don't understand what this can do for you, take a day and learn about it, because you won't sleep at night. You hear Brad Alcaz and talk about the numbers at 10 and 50, 100. When you understand that and you get educated on the numbers, you won't sleep at night either. When me and Chris Guzman and all these guys started in South Florida, it took us 60 days to go from 0 in Florida to the #1 state in the company. So for those of you guys that are in Florida that were a part of that, 2 years ago or 18 months ago, whatever, we went from being number 30, 40 in the States to #1. We passed California, we passed Arizona, and it was because we were simply educating people. We need to kind of get back to that. So the Alliance, guess what we're going to do? We're not going to sell people. We're going to share the products, and we're going to educate people. The reason why people don't join your business, obviously, is because of you. They buy you, but because they're not educated. So moving on, the second thing I want to talk about is called a DMO, your daily method of operation. What are you doing on a daily basis to grow your business, to grow yourself, to make your life a lot better? Your DMO. Write this down. This is the code of conduct in the Alliance and Vima, basically in network marketing if you have a product. There's these 3 things, and here's the code of conduct. Number 1 is use the products. If you're auto shipping and selling it, or you're auto shipping, you're not drinking the products, you're wasting your time. You need to be attached to these products. I love Orange Verve. I went to my dad's house yesterday and I took 2 cases from his garage and I brought it to my house because I'm in love with these products. Body Build is breaking records. Body Build, this can right here, will do $100 million alone this year. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what to say. Number 2 is share the products. So you're using the products and you're sharing the products. Number 3 is share the opportunity. Make sure you understand that people need what we have. And if you're educated, you're gonna understand that. So number 1, I'll repeat it. Use the products. Be a product of the product. You can't sell a dream if you look like a nightmare. So let's get in shape. Let's hit our physical goals. The Alliance is, helping people do better physically, financially, right? Well, let's go out there and do that. But people aren't going to take advice from you, if you're overweight or you're underweight. Let's all get in shape in 2015. Let's make it a goal. Number 2 is sharing the products. Number 3 is sharing the opportunity. And this is something I learned from one of my mentors, Ambassador Patrick Comer. It's like the 4-hour plan, or what you can do 4 hours a day if you're part-time. Because tonight you need to identify, are you part-time in Vima, full-time in Vima, which not too many of you guys should be, and number 3, are you sometimes in Vima? Because the sometimes don't get paid. The sometimes make a check once every 3 months. The sometimes don't make it in anything. They don't make it in sports. They don't make it in a relationship. They don't make it in anything. So if you're doing this part-time, 20 hours a week, it's about 4 hours a day, 3 or 4 hours a day. Guess what? Everybody has those hours in the day. So number 1, your first hour, I'm going to break down the hours really quick. So you need to do 1 hour of talking to new people, prospecting. Maybe it's through your Instagram. Maybe it's making a new list tonight and contacting new people. Especially if you're brand new, you have a warm market. Number 2 is following up and closing. So every day, like yesterday, so today is Tuesday. Yesterday I was talking to new people. So this second hour of following up and closing, I'm following up and closing those people from yesterday, if that makes sense. Number 3, I'm doing group enrollments. I'm doing a home event at night. I'm Skyping into a Colombia event in Colombia. I'm Skyping into California. I'm doing group enrollments. I'm helping my team grow. I'm having mastermind sessions at my house. Group enrollments. Have an HQ where all your team comes to your house and you guys work. You guys do calls. You guys leverage each other. And then number 4 is an hour of promoting. March 8th, we changed it from March 7th to March 8th. We're doing a Super Sunday. So if you're in the East Coast, if you're Georgia down, if you're in Florida, March 8th, grab a ticket. We had to get a bigger room due to high demand of tickets. We have a lot of special guests coming out and speaking at that event. So March 8th, Super Sunday. Vima's going to post it on their Instagram tomorrow for that event. So an hour of talking to new people. You're doing an hour of following up and closing. You're doing an hour of home events, group enrollments, and you're doing an hour of promoting. And if you're not doing this, don't expect to grow. Don't expect to get paid, a large residual income. If you want to be a customer, we have the best products out there. We all know that. But if you want to create an extra income, this is a call for people that want to create $100 a week, $1,000 a week, $1,000 a day. You can do that. If you just want to hit your physical goals, that's fine. But I don't think we have too many just people that are just consuming the product on the call. I think, all these people, 20, 30 of you guys got on tonight to hear about how to create extra income and how you can do that. And I want to ask you guys, a couple of the C words. So write down the 4 C's or the 3 C's or whatever you want to take to heart. Number 1 is, are you consistent? What did you do yesterday? How many people did you talk to yesterday? Do you build this business every day or every other day? Because a penny that doubles every day is in 30 days is $5 million. A penny that's doubled every other day is like a couple $100. So are you every day or every other day? Ask yourself that tonight. Number 2 is, are you building a congruent business? And now all that means is, are people following the journey? If I got enrolled, if you signed Mike Sotero up right now, what would you do? Would you give me the journey, or would you just be like, oh, he's going to be a stud, he's going to kill it? No, we're not here to enroll people and let them fly. That's not the name of the game anymore, guys. The name of the game is, you get enrolled, we need to launch your business. Go to the last page of the journey. If you haven't seen the journey, thealliancejourney.com, click the Your Journey tab and print it out tonight and do that and fill it out. Number 3 is, are you convicted? Do you speak with conviction in your voice? People weren't buying this in the beginning. They weren't buying, we didn't even have Body. We hit 200 million on just Verb OG, and people were buying me. I would tell my friends, with or without you, this is happening. Obviously, we lowered the fear of loss into people. We have to be a little bit more respectable because, the Alliance is a better message, and we all understand that. But are you convicted when you're talking to your friends? Or are you somebody that's like, hey, John, I'm trying out this Vima thing, bro. If it doesn't work, I don't know, bro. Or are you serious about building your business? Because if you're not convicted, people aren't going to follow you. And then number 4 is, are you committed? You hear Darren Hardy talk about all the time. Will you be here in a year from now? Will you be here in a year from now? And guess what? The second page of the journey is commit to being here a year from now. And that's not that's not something for me or for Pat or for Brad. That's the page for you. Because can you honestly commit to being here 1 year from now? Because if you do, and I'm not going to say be here a year from now, don't do anything, because you're not going to make any money. It doesn't work that way. Slow and steady does not win the race in this industry. But you need to be here a year from now, commit yourself. And then when that year comes, be here another year from now. Be here in 10 years from now. Guys, this industry is an open textbook. People have already gotten to where you want to go, basically. When I first enrolled, I saw Brad and Tom making all that money. I saw they were in my company. It was possible. When I joined, I think 2 weeks later, Alex Morton just went ambassador. I saw that video. I was like, wow, a young person is killing it in this industry. Guess what? I can do it now too. And I just modeled them. And third, last topic I want to talk about tonight. So just to kind of reiterate, we talked about, are you educated on what you're doing? Because some of you guys are in, but you're not in. You're in Vima, you're in the Alliance, but you're not in, if that makes sense. And I don't want to work with people that just get in. I want to work with people that get it. You need to work with people in your business that get it and not just get in. Because anybody can take out a credit card and buy some product to do the business, at least. But it's going to take, somebody that's going to have some drive, faith, belief that they can get in and they can start working. If you haven't hosted a home event, don't ask why your cycles aren't going up. If you don't talk to your team, don't ask why your cycles aren't going up. So we talked about, have you been educated, making that mindset shift tonight from employee to entrepreneur. Number 2, we talked about the daily method of operation. What are you doing on a daily basis? And last but not least, I'm talking about tonight, we are starting the campaign. I realized that all roads, write this down, all roads lead to a national convention, and we have that once a year. This year, we're going to Arizona It's June 11th to the 14th. Call work, tell school you're not showing up. You're going to be in convention in Arizona from probably the 10th to the 15th for about 4 to 5 days. You're going to learn from people who have already done it, who already gotten to where you want to go, and it's a great time. We were in Vegas last year. We had a blast. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and I'm telling you, this convention is going to be the catapult that Vima goes from like 300 million or 400 million this year to $1 billion in the next 24 to 36 months, and you're hearing it live right now because it will happen. So we're starting the campaign, and you guys have heard it. More meetings means more money, right? Well, guess what? If there's no meetings, there's no money being made. We need to lead our teams from event to an event because we know events change lives. So example, South Florida, March 8th, Super Sunday, April 25th, regional, 350 to 500 people will be there April 25th. And then from April, we're going to convention. So our team has our things already planned out. Where if you have a team right now, 3, 4, 5 people, get a hotel, put 30 or 50 seats in a room for 2 months ahead or a month and a half ahead and say, I'm going to pack that room with new people. I only have 3 people on my team, but you want to put 30? That's called desire. If you have desire, you'll do it. If not, you'll make an excuse. You'll be like everybody else. You'll quit. You'll make more excuses because a lot of people make excuses in the world. But the 3% that don't, they have complete freedom. And that's why you're on this call, because you want freedom. You're a leader. You got on the call. Now, can you go out there tonight, take what you learned, and go out there and lead other people? That's the question. So I want to ask everybody really quick, maybe like a quick survey, is how many events are going on in your business? Maybe by week or by night, however you want to do it. And how many are you speaking at? How many events are going on? Or how many one-on-ones? How many meetings are going on in your business? Left leg, right leg. You know the answer to that, not me. And I want you to do this after we hang up, is to manifest yourself on stage. This is the campaign going into convention. I know March 8th, we're launching our 90-day campaign, our 90-day blitz going into convention. More details on that at the event. But tonight, you got to manifest yourself, on stage. You got to see yourself. If you're bronze, you got to see yourself at diamond getting the big Vima all-in sign on stage. If you're a diamond, you better see yourself, at executive, presidential, in the next 6 to 12 months. And I'm telling you right now, if you knew where this company was going, you would get to work right now. Don't be the guy or girl that says, oh, I knew Pat Comer. Oh, I was in Vima at 200 million. I knew those guys. I knew Alex Klott. I knew Amanda Siller. I knew those people. Vima's at $1 billion, and those people are struggling financially. And that just makes me sick. It makes me really sad, but that's what people are going to do. People are going to join your business, and they're going to quit. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with people getting involved and not making money because people are deciding that they don't want to make money. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's their fault. But guess what? You sit down with somebody, you launch them, you do it the right way, you can help more people. You can continue to go out there and continue to grow a business. You might have to sacrifice some things. I know in the beginning I sacrificed these 3 things. Number 1, I sacrificed comfort. You have to get uncomfortable. You hear it all the time. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I put myself in really, really awkward and bad situations. Ask Adam Leinig. He threw me in front of a crowd of 150 people on day 3 of my business when I went bronze, and I didn't even know I was speaking at that event. Guess what? I don't even remember what I said. Nobody else does either, but I was shaking. Number 2, you're going to have to sacrifice time. I can't tell you how many birthday parties for my family I've missed. How many events that my family did and I couldn't be there. All these things just added up. Friends' birthday parties, all this stuff. I had to sacrifice time. I had to not go out for 90 days, and I had to build my business. And then guess what? When I hit diamond, we went out. We had a great time. So maybe you have to, give up something. There's no such thing as something for nothing. And when you understand that law of the universe, that's the law of the universe. We have to give up something. You can't just give up nothing for something. You have to trade. There has to be a sacrifice. And number 3 is you're going to have to sacrifice money. In the beginning, if you're brand new on the call, you're going to do a lot of work in the beginning you're not going to get paid for. Guess what? In 90 days, 120 days, 150 days, you're going to get paid for a lot of work that you didn't even do. You have to understand that. And if you get educated, that was number 1 thing I talked about tonight, that's all going to make sense. So in closing, I'm fired up. I've had like 3 or 4 births today. It's just getting back to that day 1 excitement. That first day, when you bought your product, how excited were you? Some of you guys might have lost that excitement. Some of you guys might have taken that and ran with it and created a massive income in this business, which I hope everybody does on the call. But will everybody on this call right now, all 25, 30 people on the call, do it? That's up to you. But I know that people in a year from now that are in this company right now, some of them aren't going to be here. In 2 years, some of them aren't going to be here. But guess what? If you decide that I'm going to be one of those people, one of those guys or girls that's here in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, that's making a large income, you can create that income for yourself. You got to decide what you want. But if you decide, I'm telling you right now, this is completely worth it. We are destined to do greatness. We have both websites out. The official Alliance video should be out. I'm waiting for Spencer to call me back, and we should have that out. So with that, get your ticket March 8th. If you're in the East Coast, we're launching that event, 90-day blitz going into convention. So really quick to reiterate, make sure you've been educated on this industry. Make sure you fully believe in what you're doing. Number 2 is, what is your daily method of operation? What time are you waking up tomorrow? Do you have a calendar? I can show you, this was like one day last week, all calls, home events, meetings, gym, all the stuff, personal development, all on the calendar. And then number 3, we talked about, we are starting a campaign. All roads lead to national convention. And Eric Worre gave this statistic. Write this down. This is not exactly, but it's pretty close, he says. For every person you get to a national convention, you're going to earn, and I know this might sound a little weird for some of you guys, but you're going to earn about $1,000 per person that goes to that in your business. So if you take 50 people, June 11th, you're probably going to make about $40,000 to $50,000 this year in Vima. If you take 100 people, which is my goal, which I will do it, it's already happened, 100 people to June, you're going to probably earn about a 6-figure income, about $100,000 this year. So guess what? You show up to June with 1 or 2 people, don't expect to make a lot of money this year. You show up with a big team, a big squad, a lot of bronze, silver, golds, the diamonds and the executives are going to come, but you focus on bronze, silver, gold, bronze in 7 days, gold in 60 days, diamond in 90 days. Guess what? You are going to be, sitting at a good, not the best spot, but you're going to be sitting at a good spot going into next year's convention. So with that, guys, I'm fired up. We had a lot of people on the call. So take tonight what you learned, take these notes, and start applying them. Applied knowledge is everything. If you just listen here, you don't take notes, you don't apply it, guess what? You just wasted your time. You didn't waste my time, because I love, the best way to learn something is to teach it. So with that being said, guys, we have a lot of big things happening. Stay plugged in on the Alliance Facebook page. And if you're somebody on the call and you haven't even gotten started yet, or maybe you're somebody new that's checking out this webinar, get started, because the Alliance is going to do big things, especially in 2015, and the future has never been so bright. So thank you guys for hopping on, and connect with me on Facebook.